Good afternoon, folks. Bruce Kleinberg, and I'm back for the second part of our series on whiplash injuries. In the first part of the series, we talked about the mechanics of the injury, the forces involved in the injury. In this portion, we're going to talk about the injuries themselves, and we're going to use probably 2 or 3, maybe 4 segments to get this point across, because I don't want to just go into the basics like some people or some lawyers do. I want to really get to the meat of the coconut. I want you to understand why you feel pain. And that takes more than just a simple, oh, this is a herniated disc or this is a nerve root. It takes talking about physiology, about neuroanatomy, about nerve structure, about the spinal cord, about the biochemistry. We're going to talk about all of that. So the first step, of course, is the basic anatomy. And for that, we have to ask, why do we as humans get so many neck and back problems? Well, that's because there's a big difference between us and our friends. And I'm going to use our movie star from last time. I got a lot of comments about Toonses, so Toonses is back to help us. You okay, Toonsie? Okay. Toonses the cat has 4 legs, of course, just like other critters. And because she has 4 legs, she does not get the pressure on her neck and back like we as humans do. Okay, and there you go. So that's really the main reason, macroscopically, why we get these problems in our neck and back. So let's look at the neck and talk about the gross anatomy. And then in our next series of lectures, we're going to break it down more. It really gets exciting. We're going to talk about the spinal cord. There are many different tracts within the spinal cord. And there are many different areas of the spinal cord where nerve roots, or nerves bringing information, come into the spinal cord, and nerves taking information out and go away from the spinal cord. So the basic structure of the neck, of course, is you have 7 cervical vertebrae. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you'll notice that the first one, right up here, next to the base of the skull, this is called atlas, because like atlas, this carries the weight of the world on the vertebra here. What's important about these vertebrae is between them you see these yellow guys coming out. These are the nerve roots that connect to the spinal cord, which is this main yellow structure in the middle. And it's important when you count these. When you count them, you'll find that there's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, one down here. So how can that be? There's 7 cervical vertebrae, but there's 8 cervical nerves, C1 through C8. Well, the reason is because of good old atlas here. Atlas does not have a disc. There's no disc between atlas and the skull. So that's the problem, or that's why the count is off, if you will. It does, however, have a nerve root. So there is a nerve root between the skull and C1, and down we go. When you get to the 7th cervical vertebra down here, there is a cervical nerve root, and then the vertebra below would be T1. So the 8th cervical nerve root comes out between C7 vertebra and T1 vertebra. And there's a disc there, so this would be the disc space between C7 and T1. The next thing you'll notice grossly is the discs. These are gelatinous or crab meat type consistency that are between the vertebra. And as we said, there is not a disc between atlas and the skull. So you can count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me get this for you. There's one up here. You can't see it well. And so those are the discs between the vertebra that we talk about when we talk about a herniated disc. The other main structure is these bones. This is the spinous process. That's what you feel with your fingers when you put them on the back of your neck. This is the back of the skull. And then the blood supply, you'll see these 2 red structures. Those are the vertebral arteries. And these connect to form one artery called the basilar artery. And this basilar artery will supply blood to the base and the structures in the back of the brain, including, most importantly, or very importantly, the occipital region, which is for your eyesight. So just sort of getting off the path a little bit, people that have strokes of these arteries will have problems or could have blindness due to that issue. So those are the basic structures. And again, in the middle here is the spinal cord. And the next time we speak, we're going to go into the next level, which is we're going to talk about these yellow things, these yellow guys, the nerve roots, what makes them up, and what's bringing information into those nerve roots, and what information is going out from those nerve roots. And then we're going to start to understand why you have pain in a whiplash injury. Thank you very much.